1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just adjusting the levels. We're recording from now on. Antonia, there's a storm coming in behind us and there's blue sky in front of us. We're stuck between two weather systems. What are you thinking about this afternoon? And is the weather in any way kind of influencing what you're feeling at the moment?
Well, I feel like in my life right now, I'm stuck in the middle of two different planes myself. I mean, I'm kind of transitioning out of traditional sixth form education and moving into more secure, like university education. And it's kind of like a transition of life, basically entering a new stage of adulthood. I mean, I'm 19, I'm freshly an adult, I would consider myself, even though you would say I should have 1 year of experience under my belt, but it's kind of just like a new perspective on the world that's been introduced to me, new people to encounter. It feels like a lot of the things that I wouldn't be able to do when I was younger, I've finally been granted the permission by society, my parents, my friends, to be able to pursue new careers and new endeavors that have been open to me. And it's kind of like hard to adjust to sometimes because I still feel like a child within myself, especially since a lot of my childhood was kind of disrupted by like COVID and the aftermath of it and everything. So it's becoming kind of like difficult to adjust to entering this new stage of my life where I should be kind of secure, adventuring, becoming more mature if you want, but I still feel like a sense of childishness inside my soul.
Which is joyful.
Yes,
Which is joyful.
it's very joyful.
I've got a 5-year-old daughter and she's very joyful as a child. And I feel as an adult sometimes we lose that joyfulness. But you've just given a really interesting and well articulated kind of summary of where you're at. It sounds like a very positive place between these two places, between school and university. It's interesting what you say about where you are in terms of feeling like an adult, acting like being treated like an adult. It is a step change, but it doesn't happen overnight, does it?
No, I feel like it's definitely taken like the past year for me to try to kind of fully adapt to it. I feel like as the months have progressed, more and more people try to like acknowledge the fact that I was becoming more of a grown-up in a sense.
Yeah.
But in a way, there's still some people who are kind of like not yet there in terms of acknowledging that. I will say my parents are definitely an example. I feel like a wider range of people that I might encounter in public will address me as like the mature person that they might see me as, but my parents are definitely still seeing me as in the lens that I'm still their baby, and I quite enjoy that.
That's never going to change.
Obviously, I quite enjoy that in some aspects. I mean, free food, free lodging, I don't have to pay rent at home.
Enjoy that while it lasts.
Yes.
But that thing of how other people treat you is an interesting one too, because the way I remember this thing from this book that I read, which was like the way people see you is the way you are. So maybe this whole thing about being 19 and out of school and stepping into adulthood, maybe people just see that and they see a different kind of confidence in the way that you are. I think also leaving an institution is an interesting one. Were you ready to leave school? Were you ready to leave sixth form college and go, that's it, that's behind me, onwards? Or were you a bit like, oh, I'm actually leaving what I've known forever?
I think it's a very interesting notion, especially when you consider like the geographic location of where my school was. So I kind of live in this area where my primary school, my secondary school, my sixth form, like how many years of education, 16, 17, they were all in the same area. So I was going to the same locations for like almost my entire life. Then all of a sudden, university thrust me into central London. And I feel like it kind of represented like the transition for me, that I was entering a broader world of society where things were kind of more sophisticated rather than like the area that I know in the East End of London.
So we're in Stratford now. Is Stratford your area?
That's my area.
And this is where all your friends are, all your mates have been, all your life?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting, that. So I remember a friend of mine who is a teacher saying to me, and I live a bit further in Bow, just next door to Stratford, and she said some of the kids that she taught, she's like, they don't really know outside of their network of streets. They're really local in how they see the world. And although you're in the same city, the city's many different cities, isn't it? So what do you like about central London? What kind of feel does it give to you?
Well, I've always associated central London with like tourism, so I like being able to see all the traditional landmarks on a day-to-day basis when I'm traveling to King's. That's where my university education takes place. It's kind of just like a new world, because I don't really go to like the traditional landmarks that often.
Yeah.
So you have like the high-end shops all around you. It feels like a kind of a level of chic that I like to encounter on my day-to-day basis.
Nice.
Especially as a Parisian myself, because my family's from Paris.
Oh right,
so it's
okay,
just
that's
like,
interesting.
yes, so it's kind of
because that's
like,
a very beautiful city.
there's something kind of romantic with central London for me in particular, because like it kind of reminds me of the metropolitan that I would see in mainland Europe. But then when I leave and I come back to my area, my home of Stratford and the East End, it kind of just like reminds me of a cozier comfort. So I like the different, like the dichotomy between the feelings that I feel like in these two different places. East End London is like much cozier, much homier. Central London is just like, this is a place of business, this is where I go to work, this is where I go to assert my identity to a broader society.
Yeah, and that asserting an identity thing is an interesting one, because also you're kind of playing with the identity because you're still getting used to it.
Yes, so it's really like a place where I can try and experiment with different things, show like which side of me I would like to present to the world more often, because I feel like there's many different facets to my appearance, to my identity, to the way that I like to present myself to different people. I feel like if you're a stranger that I just meet, I might ramble my head off to you.
Which is fine, which is good for a podcast.
Yes.
We like ramblers.
You might know like way too much about me in a short amount of time, but when you get to know me, you see that a lot of it comes from a place where I had to do a lot of self-reflection upon myself. So I've had time to kind of see the different areas of what makes me me, and decide like, oh, this is what you deserve to see about me, and this is what I would like you to know about me.
But also that self-reflection is part of the maturity that you're gaining as the years go on. I mean, you can do it as a child too, but like doing it at this age and stage, doing it consciously, it's like, when you're doing that self-reflecting, what kind of questions are you asking yourself? What are you thinking about? Is it like, do you journal? Are you writing things down and seeing where it goes? Or are you looking in the mirror and actually trying different looks, so you just physically project a different kind of identity?
I feel like it's definitely physical, because a lot of people see your appearance first, so you don't want to make the right impression, as they say. But I feel like a lot of the societal questions and the isms that come about, so like things about feminism and all of that stuff, I've had to take a lot of the different theories that I've learned over the course of my life and apply them to myself and see what I would like to advocate myself for, because I think that your identity is a reflection of the ideologies that you would like to represent and project to whoever you'd like to meet and pass on. And I kind of try and see like, what am I trying to advocate for? I'm trying to advocate for a stronger place for women within society. I'm trying to advocate for a good place for people of colour to be of good standing in society. And through the way I behave and the way I represent myself, it helps other people get a bigger like understanding of like the big mission and the big like goal that I'm trying to push, kind of.
That's great though, and it's also so hopeful. you know, your age and stage, you can change the world.
Yes, hopefully. Sometimes it seems like we've gone a bit too far, but hopefully we can enact some changes.
I would say don't stop, keep changing, keep going for it, keep feeling that you can make a difference. Now, when you're at university, everyone else is kind of doing the same thing. So you're in a place where everyone else is experimenting with looks, with attitudes, with what they think.
I feel like I quite like the adventure, and like, because like figuring out your identity is an adventure, and it's an adventure that a whole bunch of us are taking part of as a collective, but also as like an individual. So I quite like the fact that in a way I am aiding other people in realizing who they are, because I feel like the influences you have within your friendship groups and everything also helps like aid your adventure to your like true self, as I like to put it.
So it's kind of like we're doing this as a collective.
Yes.
We're all. So that's a kind of a comfort thing. I'm not on my own.
Yes, but then it's also just like sometimes it can be tricky because different personalities clash, and obviously you have to realize which personality is better suited for you, rather than like any other expression that you might have or might not think is well suited for you, and that will clash with other people. It's inevitable, you can't please everybody. So I will say it's a bit tricky in that aspect, because there's some people that you really would like to become friends with, but you just find out that you're just not suited for each other. And perhaps maybe in the future that might change. Again, life is a journey and it will be full of changes.
Do you know what my experience from way back in the day when I was at university is I had friends from all the different years I was there. There were different kinds of friends, different groups, and it's a time when you can have different groups and you can experiment, and the people you end up in the third or fourth year with are different from the first year, but everyone's kind of travelling at the same time. When you go from there back to here, are you sort of going in and out every day? You're not staying in town?
No, I'm not staying in town.
When you come back here, do you kind of feel that you're bringing some of that back here, or do you just fit back into how things are here and you're no longer the King's university student kind of thing? Like this two identity thing you have?
I mean, in a sense, I think so. I feel like I adapt to different personality when I go to King's, because it's definitely more of a sophisticated environment because they take education so seriously. So I feel like the way I might use different like types of vocabulary might change. I might be trying to sound more academic because that's the way I think people would like me to present myself and my ideas. But then when I go home, I'm mostly surrounded by familiar people that I'm close to, so there's a sense of like comfort within that. And then
do they like what you come back as? Like, do they allow you to change? Because sometimes a friendship group will go, well, that's all very well, you being the university student over there, but back here you're with us and we're doing our thing.
I feel like they appreciate both sides of my identity, because sometimes it's natural. I will come back, I'm still in university mode. So I
quoting
will still
philosophy.
I will be talking about Fernand in their faces, and they'll be like, yes, this is really interesting. Can we go and get pizza now? But I feel like as part of young adulthood, it's embracing both sides of that. Is showing that you could be educated in a sense, but still have time to enjoy the joys of life, the little things, as people like to say.
Are you an outlier, or are lots of your friends doing the same kind of thing, going to different colleges and being out and about?
Surprisingly, a lot of my friends do go to my university, but we go to different campuses, so we're really spread out. So I'm at Strand, somebody's at Guy's, somebody's at Waterloo. So, and we also do different subjects. And I think I'm the only person doing humanities. So it's very much like STEMs people versus what they like to call the Mickey Mouse subjects.
I think there's always going to be that division, isn't it? Oh, it's starting to rain. So those rumbles we heard earlier on. Let's make a beeline. There's a shelter just opposite us. Let's see if we can get there before we get soaked. I'm just going to gather up my stuff. Now, as we go, Antonia, tell me about the Paris connection. So Paris has always been part of your life? Is it like you're a Parisian Londoner? Is that how you'd see yourself?
Yes, I would say that. I think that my identity is very formed by the fact that I'm French.
So you're actually French?
Yes,
full
I'm
on.
actually French.
Right.
And
Because that's a whole different identity.
yeah.
You know?
I was really brought up with French foods, French traditions. I mean, with having a French father living in England, he really much likes to say, "You are not British, you are French,"
Oh,
because
that's
of the
interesting.
long-standing rivalry.
Of course, which is both a humorous rivalry, but it also has a lot of truth. You know, French and British culture is very different. We think in different ways, we process information in different ways, we come to different conclusions. So, when you go to France, do you become more French?
Definitely.
Oh, this is great.
I mean, both within like language. I mean, I can speak a bit of French. Not that great though. When I'm with my relatives, they are way more superior than me in that asset. But I will definitely dress differently to accommodate for like the different sense of fashion that you can see in Paris.
You don't project the London thing, because I get the impression sometimes that people kind of look up to London in terms of fashion because it's a bit more free and you can express yourself in many different ways in London in a way that you can't maybe in some other continental cities.
I mean, it's definitely true. I feel like, especially within the London fashion scene, there's definitely more of an area of expressionism for young adults. Like this, you're free to experiment, where I feel like fashion within Paris is more rigid. You either have the streetwear or you just don't fit in, basically.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I am out of about and I don't like wear the normal stuff that I would probably wear in Paris, I will stick out like a sore thumb and I will probably be referred to by my relatives as the London girl.
And the thing is, sometimes, especially when you're young, sometimes you're in the mood to stick out. And sometimes you're like, I don't care.
That's very true.
Do you know?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely feels good because I think the majority of my family is in France, is in Paris. So like already geographically, I'm like the outsider of the family because I don't see them that much. But I don't know, it's kind of special. It gives me a little title in the family. I'm the girl who can speak English fluently.
Let me tell you about London, you know.
Yes, exactly. Like whenever I come by, they're like, do you have any souvenirs for us about your time in London? I'm like, yes, of course. Let me tell you everything. And I also get a few little stories from the Parisians myself. I quite like that my family is mostly in Paris, but like on my father's side especially, they're more in the southern regions.
Right.
So I get the best of both worlds. You get the city and then you get the countryside, the vineyards, the beaches. It's so magnificent. I truly love my cultural background.
That's great. Oh, that's really nice. So you really embrace everything that's part of you and you're like, it's all genuinely how I see myself, how I put myself together. Fantastic. Now, when I came up to you over there, you were sitting underneath some trees. Was your mind in neutral, or were you kind of trying to think through some things? Because you found a quiet place to be, to ponder. Oh God, there was a flash of lightning.
Oh my!
Wow, that's very dramatic.
Just as we're going to a dramatic question.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I was contemplating a lot of things. I'm actually here because I was supposed to meet with somebody, but they stood me up.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
So this kind of like feeds into the whole thing about adulthood and everything, because like part of adulthood is dating.
Oh, it was a date. It was a date. Oh, blimey.
And I was just like, is it even worth it? Because when I was a kid, I didn't have to deal with all of this drama.
The drama of dating. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It goes with the territory. It goes with the territory. So you were sitting there thinking, I'm just going to shrug it off? Or were you sitting there going, oh my goodness, what does this say about me?
No, I was thinking more, I'm going to shrug it off, because unfortunately it was due to circumstances that were like unavoidable. So it's not like I can blame anybody in the situation.
Right, so the other person was like, I just can't make it. It's just beyond my control. Right.
And like,
it's not you, it's me.
yeah, basically. And I was just like, you know what, life is unconventional. Things aren't going to go to plan all the time, and it's better that you just embrace that rather than taking it personally. Like, out of everything, like, it was a beautiful day before the rain started to pour, and I was just embracing the sunshine, and I was like, you know what, I don't get vitamin D enough. At least I'm outside, at least I'm in a beautiful place.
And in the last week we did get, because although it's pouring today, we had hot weather last week.
Yes, we did.
What did you do with it? Were you stuck indoors studying?
Not really, because luckily my exams had finished by then.
Nice.
But my family and I were kind of in a weird place where we're figuring out if we're gonna move or not. So it was kind of just like rearranging the house, seeing if people can come over, take photos, list the house online and everything. Yeah. So it's more like taking trips of memory lane. When I was reorganizing all my stuff, I found like baby albums. It was amazing. Such like a nostalgic time.
Oh, fantastic. And you completely slowed down. I've done that myself, and I've done it with other people, and I've helped them with their house. You find a photo album, you sit on a bed, you're lost for an hour.
Yes, exactly. I think that's why it took a week. And also just the fact that it was warm outside, the warmth was seeping into my room. My room is like a sauna. So it was trapping all the heat indoors. But honestly, that kind of added to the nostalgia, because a lot of the photos were like times I was in France and it was sunny outside, and I was with my grandparents, and everything was great.
Oh, amazing. Oh, fantastic. Are your grandparents, like, have you got a good click with your grandparents? Are they important in your life?
I think that when I was younger, I was definitely closer just because I would see them more. But like as time went on, there were so many like global influences, Brexit being one of them. So I haven't been able. Yes.
Oh God, I didn't even think about it being half French, and then Brexit happens.
Yes.
And your French family
are going. Torture.
And then COVID happens. Big world events.
So I'm not as close to them as I would say like my other relatives are, because they do live in France, so they can see them better than I can. But I still think that they hold a special place in their heart for me, and I hold a special place in my heart for them.
Oh, that's good. Now, the getting your house ready for possibly moving. How long have you been in that house as a family house?
It's like ever since I was born, actually.
That's the house.
Yes, that's the house.
That is your entire life.
I feel like,
oh my goodness,
life has such a funny timing, because so many things have happened since I've turned 18, and it's just like, wow, this is truly me moving into a different phase of my life. Like, I found out I have a half sister.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a joyful thing. I hope.
I mean, I cried when I got told, but then I was like, you know what, it's a sister. I've always wanted one.
Yay!
Exactly. Just so many things I've been like discovering over the course of like the 2 years I became an adult in the eyes of the law, and it's just like, wow. Yeah, things are transforming for me, and kind of like it. Like,
nice. So on the half-sister thing, you don't have to go into details, but you know, various families have these kind of things happen where a secret comes out or an unknown fact comes out, and it creates a bit of a shift in the tectonic plates, for good or for bad. So it made you joyful. You welcomed having a half-sister. Was the way in which you were told, was it kind of like, oh my goodness, I had no idea? Or was it kind of like, okay, this confirms something I thought maybe might be part of my life?
In a way, it was both, because no shade to my dad, I love him, but he wasn't around as much because he was always traveling. He always had these different business ventures outside of the country. So like in my head when I was younger, I would always be like, oh my gosh, imagine if you had a second family.
What an adventure that would be.
And then I was right.
Oh,
this was also happened when the embassy sent a letter to me around my 16th birthday, and they like, my mom received the letter. She was like, guess what happened? And I was like, did they enlist me in the army? And she was just like, how did you know?
Well, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
goodness.
to do military service for a day.
For a day? That's a very token military service.
Yeah.
You're not going to be protecting the country with a day's training.
No, I won't. It's only because I live in London. If I was in France, I think it would have to be like a month or a year of military service.
Oh, well, you got out there.
That's good. I really did.
So what did you do for that day?
You just go to like one of the army reserves. They tell you about the history of France. You get chocolate mousse. I love chocolate mousse.
That's so French. That's so French. I love it.
And basically, you just get told what the army does, whether you'd be like interested in joining it. For me, it was a weird decision because I think on my dad's side, everybody was enlisted in the army at some point. I have like pictures of my dad in his navy uniform. It's so cute.
Okay. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet that you feel that he looks good in uniform. But also, it's kind of interesting because we don't have that here in London.
Yes.
We don't have any, people don't join the military unless they see it as a career. Yeah, so for if you're in France, it's kind of normal.
I think it was like re-added to the law because I'm pretty sure it was the same thing for my dad. When you're 16, you have to enlist in the army or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they removed it at some point, and then they brought it back. I don't remember the year, but I remember Rishi Sunak was going to do something similar. And I was just like, God forbid, I'm not doing it for two countries.
Chocolate mousse twice. Although I think for us it'd be pie and mash or something completely different in terms of the culinary kind of like delights. Oh, national service. So going back to your half sister, have you met her?
No, we're going to arrange a meeting this summer actually.
That's so exciting. Something to look forward to.
Yes.
Have you communicated with her direct?
Unfortunately not, because I keep trying to ask my dad, but then I'm also trying to be respectful of my mum's feelings. Because I've tried to bring it up with her, like, exactly, and she's
Sensitive
always been like
territory.
kind of standoffish about it, so I haven't tried to push the matter.
But this is part, I mean, forgive me for kind of going on about the theme, but this is part of the maturity, the adult thing, isn't it?
Of course,
it's you handling the situation in a grown-up kind of way.
Yeah, I feel like definitely from the moment I found out, I was like, what's the best course of action for me to actually handle this, which can produce like good results out of the whole entire situation. I've been trying to be really considerate of my mum's feelings, my dad's feelings, everybody's feelings involved, especially mine, I think. But I feel like, especially at the start, it took a back burner because I was just trying to figure out everything.
Have you been able to sort of process your own feelings and think about them, or you just like, let's just meet up and see how I feel kind of thing?
I've processed the finding out. I feel like there will be more feelings to come when I actually do meet her. Mm-hmm. But from this instance, I'm just like, there's a reserve of love that I've always had that I never knew where to apply it to.
That's so nice.
And I am so glad that I have found somebody that it's meant for.
Oh, fabulous.
Thank you.
Oh, what a nice thing to say, Antonia. Having a reserve of love. I wish we all had extra reserves of love. That's lovely.
I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I will say I've been told I'm too much of a loving person. But I just think the world is just like, it just needs love, and you need to have love to be able to give it. So
that's great.
Thank you.
Carry on with that. Yeah, we need leaders like you.
Oh, thank you. I did want to go into politics at some point in my life, but then my mum was like, nah. It's not meant
It could be ahead of you. You never know.
Yeah.
The future is open.
True, but I feel like for me, my future is in education. I would love to inspire the younger generations because they need attention, and I don't feel like they get enough attention as of now. Like, you have the age of technology, parents are putting their children in front of screens. I would like to at least inspire a few kids when I'm a teacher.
So you think you're going towards teaching? Is that actually what you're studying?
No, I'm doing English and French, but I'm hoping to do my certification in teaching and then
transfer after your university, do that conversion year. Yeah, I know it.
Only because my mom's also a teacher and she was like, the pay is abysmal, are you sure? And I was just like, for you, mummy, I will keep my options open.
Oh, how interesting. So you got a teacher as a mum. Was she teaching in the school where you were?
Yes.
Do you know what? I've had the same experience. My mum was also a teacher in the school where I was.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was all right. Luckily, my mum was all right, with the other kids. So it's like nobody held it against me. And I'm sure it was the case with you. Did you kind of avoid, you were shaking your head, did you avoid each other in the corridors and live just separate lives?
No, I was quite close to my mother at school. It was just the reception of it. I think I got a lot of backlash for having a teacher as a mum.
Oh, no way.
Which was ironic.
Oh, what, from your friends and your peer group?
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, but...
It was ironic because I was kind of what you would consider a high achiever, only because my mum being there was like, you have to be the best, because I want my child to be the best.
Interesting.
While she's
Right, so
there.
she was pushing you and she was like, don't sit back.
Of course.
I want you to have your hand up. I want you sitting
Yes,
in the front.
but
I want
having
top
so
grades.
many achievements meant that people credited my achievements to the fact that my mum was there. So they would be like, you only got this prize because your mum probably convinced the teacher to give it to you.
That is so like what kids do.
Yeah.
That is just so like what kids do. And it doesn't matter whether it's completely untrue. Kids will say it.
So
oh, my
like,
goodness.
it definitely caused a lot of conflict between me and my peer group, because a lot of them were just like, yeah, you only got this because your mum works at the school, which is again hilarious, because so many other kids also had parents who worked in the school, or a family member who worked in the school.
Yeah.
I think within my own year group there was like 7 of us.
Oh, wow.
And somehow only I got the
No. Probably because you were like top of the class.
I would like to think so. Not to toot my own horn, but I was a smart kid.
But did you also have to kind of shift identity a bit to make sure you weren't seen as top of the class, daughter of a teacher, kind of like goody two-shoes? Did you also have to kind of tone it down a bit to make sure you fitted in with everyone? Because fitting in is part of being at school, whereas where you're at university now it's not about fitting in.
Yeah.
It's about exploring and going out there. Do you remember what it was like to try and fit in, or maybe you didn't need to?
During like year 3, year 4, up to that point, I didn't really care. I was just like, it's my life. I just have my group of friends and I'm happy. I think I was becoming more conscious of it in year 5, year 6, because I was getting more and more flack for it, and SATs were coming up, so much pressure. So I was just like, yeah, I think I have to try harder to be closer with my peer groups, because a lot of them were genuinely starting to hate me at that point.
Genuinely starting to hate me.
And I was like, there was also the added feature that I wasn't the prettiest looking kid growing up.
Oh my
so
goodness.
like it was a lot of borderline bullying at that point, and I was just like, I just want to be liked, guys. It's not my fault.
Those pressures at school. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Those feelings, do they make you shudder, those feelings of the younger self, of kind of like, the insecurities and stuff like that?
Oh, definitely. I've had to like reinvent myself, which is probably why like identity is such a big topic for me even now at this age, because like 12 to 13-year-old me was going crazy.
Yeah.
With all the different like pressures of friends not liking me, having to keep up this image of being the good girl that all my ex-teachers knew, that my new teachers were starting to see me as, because teachers talk a lot.
Yeah.
Even across different schools, they talk so much. So like I kind of just had like a breakdown when I was 12 and 13, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Oh really? So you remember that as being a really challenging,
it was
difficult...
a pivotal moment in my life. And
so what were the pressures? So you were trying to tell us where you were at that pivot point. You were going from where to where?
I think it was like just moving into what you would consider being a teenager. So like you have more hormonal influences, puberty is like hitting you full throttle. You're having a deeper understanding of like the way boys perceive you, how other girls perceive you as well. And you're trying to actually make solid friendships at that point, because you're more aware of the friendships that you actually have. So I was in this stage where I was trying to kind of be a people pleaser, because I was just so desperate for people to like me, and I was trying to become something that society would accept, because primary school told me people don't like me. So I really failed, actually. The personality and the identity I chose was just not for me, and everyone hated it, and they were just like, yeah.
That's interesting. So you tried something and it didn't work?
It did not work.
What was it? What did you try? Did you try rebel? Did you try...
I kind of just was not great at communication, so I had borderline anger issues.
Borderline anger issues?
So I fell out with my friends, and my automatic response was just like, I'm going to be your worst nightmare.
Oh my goodness.
And then it spread across my entire cohort, my entire year group. Everybody was against me, for good reason, to be fair. Like, I was crazy.
Wow. That's really interesting. It's also very honest of you to be able to kind of like think back on that time and say, yeah, I was a nightmare.
I was a nightmare. I hated myself back then.
And you hated yourself too. That's a lot of things going on, Antonia.
I'm like a storm bottle of emotions. They all come out.
So going back to the weather that's around us, the thunder and the lightning that we've heard and seen today is kind of where you were at back then.
Yes, quite literally.
But then, okay, so you were in this place that didn't work. What changed?
I feel like COVID definitely helped because we were all at home. So I was just like, this is a time for me to actually reflect. That's the first time I was like, self-reflection is key. So I was just like, everything I've done so far hasn't worked. I need to change the way I talk to people and the way I deal with certain situations. And that's honestly where I came to the conclusion that I need to put more love into the world. I was like, I need to be more of a loving person to others and to myself, because obviously leading with a pessimistic worldview is not aiding me in any way. And honestly, the more love I poured into myself during those days at home, and the more love I put into my surroundings, into my work at school, the more love I was receiving back from everyone around me. And I was just like, yeah, this is working.
That's brilliant. And what a lovely way to find out. And you found out yourself just by thinking about it, by trying it and realising.
Yeah. I had to do a complete reset though. When we came back to school, everyone didn't want to be my friend, so I actually had to weasel into a friend group and try to be like, I'm a changed person, I promise.
So you couldn't just go around spreading love, like a kind of
No.
I'm all loved now. You must love me. This is what it's all about.
No, I had to do a little bit of a redemption arc first, but
I like that phrase, redemption arc.
But it worked in my favour because I think people genuinely was just like, also the fact that we were 13, like not everybody's completely sane and mature when they're 13.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you've talked about everyone else is doing exactly the same in different ways.
Exactly.
And so you're all going a bit bonkers.
Yeah, honestly, that's the best way to phrase it. I was going bonkers. And then I was just like, yeah, everybody else was just in that phase where they're also trying to figure out who they are. So I think that also helped in other people accepting me back into the wider society that was year 9.
And the thing is, when you're in year 9, it is the only society that matters.
Honestly,
it's intense.
But yeah, people started accepting me more. I was proving myself in my work as well. I think the first way I got accepted was that I was smart. So everybody wanted to be around with you because you're smart.
Well, that's good.
And then from there, I started actually being like, I'm other things too.
Yeah, you were using that smartness and that intelligence to actually,
yeah,
slightly rebirth, come out in a different way and just go, it's all about love, guys.
It quite literally is. I was like a hippie. I was like, spread love. Please.
That's great. Has that feeling ever left you, or do you still carry, I mean, it sounds from what we've talked about so far, it sounds like you really do carry that love, and it is a central part of how you see the world. Because it can make you quite vulnerable when you're open like that, and when you're kind of soft, because love is soft, it's not hard.
I feel like I've definitely had to encounter people taking advantage of the new me, being like, you're so open to caring about people, I'm going to try to treat you as badly as possible as that I can get away
that's terrible.
with. Yeah, but I was just like, you can't take it to heart as much as you should. You just can't, because at some point you become vindictive again, and I don't want to run bonkers for the second time in my life.
You know what that was like? It didn't work.
It did not work. I was just like, new approach. I feel like there's just going to be some bad apples in a batch, and unfortunately society is a big batch of apples. Some are bound to be bad. So it's just showing that you can grow from any bad experience that you can encounter, no matter how vulnerable that you are. I quite like my vulnerability, as much as people would be like, you have to harden a little bit. No, I like being vulnerable because it makes people trust me more, and I feel like that's the one thing I was missing my whole entire life, is people having trust in me and then caring for me because of that trust, if that makes sense.
Looking to the future, what does it look like? What does it feel like? And how much agency have you got over it?
Agency is an interesting question because I feel like I have a lot of agency, but obviously circumstances can play out that are out of my domain, and obviously there I have a lack of it. But I feel like the future's looking kind of bright. I mean, I have a career I'm really looking forward to. I'm in a course that I really love. I'm with friends that I love and I cherish to bits. Dating future's looking a bit bleak, but I'm sure
that can always change.
With the love in my heart, the right one will come and encounter my path. So I'm obviously looking forward to the future, and like hopefully when I'm a bit like older, I can have a family, kids, and I can just inspire the masses.
Good luck. I really hope you achieve everything you want to.
Thank you so much.
It's been a great pleasure talking to you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you too.